Hello there, my Capricorn gang. This is Melissa bringing you your monthly reading for January 2022. I'm a little late on the draw, so I apologize for that first and foremost, but I have your reading here for you, so we'll jump right in. As always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. That's my go-to deck, and I did pull an affirmation card from the Gabrielle Bernstein deck, and so we'll get started here without further ado. The 1st through the 8th, as we head into the beginning of the month here, we pulled the King of Swords for you. So really feeling as though this is bringing a lot of external emotional turmoil for you, right? There's a lot of mental anguish that I feel surrounding you at this time. And I feel like this is like, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's grief that you're moving through, I really feel that there's an invitation here from Spirit for you to become lucid through all of this. So, right, they're inviting you to like get a grip, right? Through all of this, they want you to really focus on the reality of all of this. So something's going to become very clear to you, and I feel as though this is going to be a turning point. So this is going to be like a new beginning provided to you as you get some clarity on this. Now, Spirit used the phrase dawning of a new day. So whether you actually are waking up with a new perspective, like get a great night's sleep and then wake up and then just be like, whoa, I feel completely different about it today, or whether you go through like a certain situation, the circumstances change around something, and it gives you a whole new perspective, or like you see the light, so to speak, through that. I feel you will feel like relieved almost through all of this. And I feel like you're going to see your surroundings change, whether you actually pick up and move, whether you are changing things in your surroundings, whether you're painting your place, whether you are moving things around in a way that it's more functional for feng shui to allow the energy to flow better for you. You're just going to feel a lot better as you gain some clarity on that. Things are going to move forward for you. So moving into the 9th through the 15th, we have the Justice card, really feeling like, even though the Justice card represents a lot of balance and compromise and harmony, I feel as though there's imbalance that's being addressed this week for you. So within a relationship, I feel that there is, a truth here that's being revealed, and the truth is that you can't compromise, right? You recognize that. Both of you maybe come to this conclusion that you can't compromise. You realize maybe that someone or another is kind of placing the blame on each other, and so you come to an agreement, you come to a truth that, hey, we're going to set everything aside right now. We are going to agree not to let these differences get in the way right now, and we are going to sit down and do some real talk. Now, I feel like what's happening with this is that with this whole truce, you understand that the downfall of all of this is that there's greed at the base of this, or that there's jealousy at the base of this, or maybe there's both, right? And so I think it's really important to be mindful how you carry yourself through this conversation, through this relationship. And I feel as though you have a tendency, or maybe this other person has a tendency, to express feelings, express thoughts and ideas and opinions or beliefs in a roundabout way. But there's a very important need here at this time to be direct, right? It's about being direct. It's about being factual. It's about getting to the bottom of things without allowing your emotions to kind of get in the way, or to cloud your vision, or to allow you to become defensive through all of that. So when you're sitting down or having that sit down conversation, try to be mindful of how you go about that, and making sure that you're sticking to the facts, so that you're allowed to you're really allowing yourself to get to the bottom of what the issues are. Because I think that, it will provide some clarity. It'll provide some growth for both of you. And then moving forward, it'll be a choice that you guys make a conscious effort to move forward in changing that dynamic, or to say, hey, I don't see any resolve here, and we might have to, agree to disagree on all of these things and let that lie, right? And move forward from there, right? Because you can still have a very successful relationship even though you don't agree on certain things or certain aspects, and that's okay. Okay, if they're not fundamentals, right? Like they're not like the big things, right? So moving into the 16th through the 22nd, 3 cards came out. We have, oh, whoops, that's backward. Hang on. We had the first card is the 3 of Swords. So a little bit of disappointment, heartache, right? With the Queen of Swords cutting things out, getting to the bottom of things, right? And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, with this, I really feel, so I'm hearing from Spirit with this for this week. It's a Don Henley song, and this actually comes through from Spirit for me for a lot of readings, actually. It's getting to the heart of the matter, right? And it's about forgiveness. Those are the lyrics that come through with that song. And so it's forgiveness here for all involved. And when we talk about this forgiveness, I want to go touch on this again here in just a second, because I think that this is where things will begin to shift for you, where you start to scrap old plans and start to create a whole new vision for yourself going forward. What does it include? What doesn't it include? And so with this, this forgiveness, it's about forgiving yourself for things not turning out how you had hoped. Like understanding that things will not always turn out how we had hoped that they would turn out. You can't always predict things, and you can't always plan for the future in the way that we all plan for the future, right? Some things, come up, and, things, we have to work with it, right? And so the word inevitable is kind of coming through, right? Like inevitably something is going to happen. It kind of throws a wrench into things, and then you have to work around that. And so here I feel like it didn't just throw a wrench in it, like it completely maybe threw you for a loop, and now you have to like toss this whole idea and you want to like scrap it and completely start again. So you're given a whole new piece of clay, so to speak, to put on your round table to shape into whatever you want it to be, as far as like creating a nice piece of pottery or ceramic, and go forward with that, right? And so you totally took that whole mound of whatever it was that you were working on and you set it aside and you said, I'm just going to start again, right? And so that's where I feel that this is. And I feel like you could feel like this is some sort of a calamity, some big disaster, right? But remember again, part of this shift is here to shift your perspective, shift your focus, right? So when we talk about shifting your perspective, choosing not to see that as a disaster, but choosing to see that as, hey, what does Spirit have in store for me? What does life have in store for me? If this isn't meant for me, maybe there's something really beautiful that's coming in place of that. So choose to believe in the miracle of what is to come. Choose to believe that the best is yet to come, right? Some of these beautiful things are really divinely orchestrated. And so choosing to believe that even though that didn't work out, I'm not going to focus on the fact that that didn't work out, or stay focused on really, being sad about that, but allowing myself to work through that grief, allow myself to let some of that go so that I can create space for something new and better. And so you allow Spirit to show up for you in that way when you start to surrender a bit with that, allowing yourself to go with the flow as you get that wrench thrown into the mix and you're like, whoa. So it isn't always going to work out as you had hoped for it to be, but it could possibly be leading you into something that's like the greatest thing of your whole life, okay? So choose to be open to this opportunity. Choose to be open to the possibility of what is yet to come. So beautiful, beautiful message here for that week, okay? And then moving into the last part of January for you, Capricorn, we have the 23rd through the 31st. 3 cards here. Ace of Wands, beautiful, like new beginning, creativity, passion, love it so much. Coming in with the Nine of Wands, feeling like, you know, you might have your guard up a little bit. And then with the Lovers, rounding that out with the Lovers. Okay, so now what I feel with this, because at this point in time, as I was shuffling, I was very strongly noting that the Devil card was at the bottom of the deck. So this could actually just represent you, right? The Devil card does represent Capricorn in the deck. So this could just represent you. Also, I'm feeling like when we talk about the Devil card, we are talking about, you know, patterns that need to be broken, things that are repeating over and over because they're lessons that you need to learn, right? And so that's what's coming up. That's really what I was feeling from that. This could be residual effects. Spirit's using the words residual effects. So I feel as though this is residual effects from what's been happening throughout the month in terms of getting to the heart of the matter, sitting down, having that heart-to-heart conversation. So this could be you maybe second-guessing yourself. This could be you maybe revisiting that, sitting down, having that heart-to-heart again. You know, really it is maybe you're intermingling that, like, I've made that decision and I've chosen to move forward from that, but then you're kind of staying with that person in like a physically intimate way or something to that effect, right? So this is allowing yourself here to be in a place of limbo, okay? So with this, when you're allowing yourself to be in that place of limbo, you have your guard up. You don't want your heart to be hurt, right? You are allowing yourself to be reminiscent in the moment, like, oh, these are the good things, these are the great things about this, and do I really want to let this go? And so through all of this, the advice is to really just, you know, make sure that when you make a decision that you're very swift and you are very clear about it, okay? Because as you allow yourself to sit in that place of what I say limbo, where you've made a decision but you haven't, it's really kind of confusing the universe. It's mixing up the energy, and so it's like this big pot of stew that you're co-creating with the universe, and the universe is like, I don't know what we're creating, and so you're confusing the universe and the energy. And so just be mindful of, you know, is this my intention? What are my intentions? What do I want? And that, you know, again, making that decision, energy will support you with that, okay? So it's okay to be unsure, but then make the decision to stay, or make the decision to say, I'm going to work on things, right? So I feel as though, you know, allowing yourself to stay in that position of limbo, I'm not necessarily certain that is protecting your heart, right? Because at the end of the day, you could be revisiting that same conversation over again, right? And that's not necessarily breaking those patterns or breaking those habits. It could be recreating that whole situation for you again, so that, say, 6 months down the road, you could be revisiting this whole thing again. Okay, so that's just something to be mindful of, right? Overall advice here for you, Capricorn, we have the 6 of Cups, where reminiscent energy, past life type love energy, accompanied with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, for me, the overall advice that I get with this is like good karma coming in for you. Like, I feel as though there's this astounding level of support coming in for you from Spirit. I feel like you're irresistible to this good karma that's coming in for you, and I love that so much, okay? I feel as though there's this like wishes granted energy that's coming in, right? And I feel like maybe, you know, throughout all of this time, you might have been arbitrarily making your decisions. So like making your decisions like on a whim, right? No rhyme or reason, no pros and cons list, no like set goal, this is what's happening, this is why I'm making this decision, but just saying, oh, I think I'll go this way down this road because, well, this looks peaceful, right? So, you know, maybe this is the point in time where you start to get a little bit more excited about what's to come, a little bit more mindful about what you're co-creating with Spirit and the universe. And so Spirit is saying whatever your heart desires, like, it's yours. That's exactly what they said. Like, whatever your heart desires, it's yours. And so being mindful about, like, what intentions you're setting, what energies you are putting out there, what actions you're taking, and does that support what your intentions are. So being very mindful about where you are investing your energy. And then, of course, you know, keep on keeping on. Like, ignore the naysayers. I feel like there's going to be some people that kind of come out of the woodwork and kind of deter you from the path that you're choosing, or, you know, try to distract you from focusing your energy and intentions. And that's okay. You know, that's what people do. You know, they you know, have their own things that they're working on, or their own agendas. And so just be mindful that you are still staying focused, and that you are ignoring all of the distractions, and knowing to push forward, because I feel like once you do that, things will start to take place for you and take shape for you with such ease. You'll be like, whoa, like, how come I didn't do any of this stuff before? Because this is like, this is great. This is wonderful. I'm so grateful that I, like, move forward from that. And now look at all of these amazing things that are showing up for me. So I feel like you'll surprise yourself. So beautiful energy here for you, Capricorn. And last but not least, of course, out of the Universe Has Your Back deck, Gabrielle Bernstein. I was going to show you the box, but I don't have it near me. I apologize. The affirmation for you for this month is, I choose love no matter what. So I think that I kind of looked at that a little funny, and I was like, I'm not really sure that that's going to be the card for them. But, you know, it is. It really is. Because I think with this too, it's more about a love for yourself too, right? You're choosing to make sure that all of your actions are based in love, not only to be loving to others, but to be loving and kind to yourself as well. So beautiful reading here for you, Capricorn. I do so hope that this resonates for you. And again, if you know another Capricorn that's near and dear to your heart, and you feel inclined to share this, please do so that they can benefit from hearing the messages. And as always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. If you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up here on the YouTube in the description box below at the Square site. And if you haven't yet subscribe to my YouTube, please hit that red subscribe button that's been, you know, floating throughout the video. And as always, tell people about me. Tell your friends about me, because I'd love to hear from everybody, you know, what's been going on in your lives if you're a Capricorn, or if you're interested in hearing about what it is that I do in terms of healing sessions or life coaching or anything like that. I'd love to be able to chat with you. So you can also find me on the Facebook or at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of the month. Thank you so much. Take care.